Hi, so this is another one in the knee series, and we're talking about strengthening the legs now. Fully functional, because that's a standing position that we're all likely to be in. The main thing with the feet and the knees is that the knees are in between the ankles and the hips. So if anything is wrong with the hips, if we've got one hip higher than the other or the body's leaning, that's going to affect the way the knees bend. If your ankles if you've got too much weight on the outside of your feet as you go down, my feet are in the center but my legs are bowing out, not good for the knees. It's really pressing on the sides there. I'm doing this in a very exaggerated way, but you can see what I'm talking about. If you've got, as we get older, everything falls inwards, and you may find that your insteps, your arches are starting to lose and your weight is going on the inside. So when you bend your knees, your feet will be a little bit further away than your knees. The correct alignment when you bend your knees, if you can, feet hip distance apart. For guys, sometimes that's slightly wider, but you want your knees going in the same direction. So I'm going from my hip down to my second toe as I go down. Coming back up again, that's where you should be going. So if your feet are going out that way, your knees need to be going out that way. You can't have your knees going in like this, because that's causing a problem with the knees. Try and get the feet in the same direction as the knees, so you've got congruency or alignment. And we're looking to try and get those hip bones over that second toe as we go down. So that's going to be very important for some of the things we're going to do now. I'm going to do a standing set of exercises. And if you're not confident about your balance, you can always use a chair. You can turn to face the chair. It's entirely up to you. So we're going to start just by, I'll let my cat out a moment. Just mucks up all my videos here. So from there, you can just come up on the toes and back down again. Come up on the toes and back down again. Come up on the toes. Now, one of the things that you can do here to help your knees stay in alignment is by having a little tennis ball there and a tennis ball by your knees, so that as you're going up and down, it'll be slightly a bit more narrower than we would like. So if you've got a bigger ball, then that's great. But if not, it helps to keep the knees and ankles in alignment, just going up and down. And you want to, then you can see my body wanted to cheat by rolling outside. You want to come right up on the big toes and come down again. Okay, and then you also want to practice on one foot. So you want to load one foot. You may want to put your hands on something and just practice going up and going down, and going up and going down, and going up and going down. And the same on the other side, obviously going up and going down. So you're just really loading one side and going down, and again going up and going down. So again, we want to make sure the knee's not going out anywhere. We're going to do a squat. So again, you can face the chair if you need to, or you can reach forward. But when you squat, you don't want to go down in this position, because that weight over the knees is not very good with the rest of the body. So you want your body to go backwards as you go down. And the whole idea of a squat is that you are bending your knees to get your hips, not your chest, your hips to the floor, and then you push into the floor. So the force comes up through the floor, you push down, and that reverse force comes back up. So just basic squats. Again, you can bring your hands across your chest, you can put them on your hips, you can reach to extend, it's up to you. We're going to sit back, and this is where you make sure the knees are in alignment, and then come back up again. It's very easy for people to do this as they do a squat, or to do that. So we make sure that we're coming down. We're going to do 10 and push the floor away from you. So push your body away through. Inhale as we go down with gravity, and exhale. And you also want to observe your body as we're doing this, and notice if you've got a kink to one side. Does it go out and come back in? Is one hip taking a little bit more pressure than the other? We want things to be equal. Okay, we've got 6 more, and when you come up, fully extend so that you're really working into those quad muscles in alignment all the way up. Don't keep a little bit back here, which is what a lot of people have. Tight hip flexors, push your body forward. We've got 3 more, and coming up, and we've got 2 more, and coming up. And we've got 1 more, and then what I'm going to ask you to do is a static squat. So a static squat means we go down there and we hold it. So the shoulder blades are back and down, they're not up here, they're back and down, and we're holding that for 4, 3, 2, 1, press into the floor, stand up tall. And again, you should feel a bit of an activation. Your bottom shouldn't be squeezing together too hard, but neither should it be floppy either, because that means that your bottom's stuck out and your back is taking the load. So you should feel a little bit of a tuck under. Take a breath in, we'll go down again, holding again for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to stand up. Okay, and then I'm going to, either you can take your hand there, it doesn't matter what you do. But the main thing is that you're standing upwards, you're pressing your feet down into the floor, and that's working your abdominals. We're working the knees now. We're going to pick up the knee that's on the outside to the chair. If you don't need anything, then you don't need anything. If you're feeling very unsure of your balance, get yourself in the corner of your kitchen where you can put one hand on one counter, one hand on the other, and you're going to be a bit more stable. And again, if you're feeling unsure, try not to do anything like that without anybody else in the house. So we're just going to pick it up now. Lift and lower. And again, lift and lower. Staying up tall, so we don't want your body to come down. We want the body to stay up. And that means these legs have got to really work. Lift and lower. I'll just do 6 of these, I think. Lift and lower. And then we've got a straight leg raise, which will appear in one of the other versions, the seated one. But again, lift the leg and lower the leg. And again, lift the leg and lower the leg. The quadriceps are working here. When we're trying to stabilise the knee, we've got the 4 quads muscles at the front, hamstrings, and we also have one of the calf muscles works as well to join in. Come in, and then we're going to take them to the side. So we're going to the side and back again. And again, if you lean, you're going to take away from this exercise, because it's all about these muscles here at the hip joint, decreasing that angle. And again, exhale as we lift for 3. Inhale as we come down. Exhale as we lift for 2. Inhale as we come down. Exhale as we lift for 1. Inhale as we come down, and you're just making a note of your knee. And if it's too much, I'm doing this all on one side, but if it's too much, do 1 set on the left, 1 set on the right, 1 set on the left, 1 set on the right. Swap over from that, and then build up your strength as you do this. And then finally we're going to go behind. So from the front it will look like lifting behind, and if you're a bit unsure about your foot, you could just take it behind you here. So I'm going to show you from the side. So if you're unsure about your, I'll take my hands out of the way, keep my hands across my chest. So if you're unsure about your feet, you can just take that leg behind and come back again. If you're feeling more comfortable, you can lift, but you should be engaging your core so that you don't overarch your back. Let's do 4 more. Take a breath in to prepare. Exhale as we lift. Inhale as we lower. Exhale as we lift. Inhale as we lower. 2 more. Exhale as we lift. Inhale as we lower. Very last one. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as we lower. And we do all of that on the other side. So standing up tall, if you need to put your hand on something, we pick up the knee and we lower it down, making sure that you're nice and tall, that you're not locking your knee, that you're really lengthening your whole body. Knee up and down. So do this with control. Knee up and down. And again, notice what's happening with the other foot. Is it going out onto the outside edge or the inside edge? And down. You want to keep those feet sort of 50-50 if you can. Let's go down. Now we're going to take the leg up straight in front of you. Lift and lower. And again, all about control. Exhale as we lift with the effort. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as we lift. Inhale as we lower. And exhale as we lift. Inhale as we lower. 2 more. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as we lower. The very last one. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as we lower. Can you remember what comes next? We're going for the side of the hip. So we lift, the toes are facing the front, and we come back down. The way the body will cheat, it will want the toes to turn outwards. So, but we want to keep the toes facing the front, facing me. Come back down again. Take a deep breath in and exhale. inhale, exhale, inhale, 2 more, exhale, inhale, try and stand up tall, exhale, and inhale. And again, if this is too much for you on one side, do 1 set on the left, 1 on the right of each type of thing. The last one is behind you. So I'm going to do 2 with the foot just behind me. And what you're doing is strengthening the hamstring, stretching out through the front. Come in, you still need that connection with your core. Take that leg behind you again. The shoulders are relaxed. And now I'm going to lift, but because I've got that connection, I'm controlling how my back moves. And back in again. And this one might cause you the most trouble because of what we're asking you to do. You're going to feel some movement around your hips. This is the strength building up because your muscles stabilise there. We want those glute medium max to work hard to stabilise you. And then just walking through the feet and let them off. And again, you've seen those stretches that you can do. We can do a stretch to the front with the heel forward. Take a breath in. And we're simply going to push the bottom backwards as we go down. And you can feel this stretch right the way through. If you struggle getting down there and you're worrying about it, but you can put your foot up on a puffy or a chair, you can stretch in this position and you can feel that hamstring stretch. And the idea is that you just breathe in and exhale, letting the body go. And I would do that with 3 breaths if you can, 3 breaths if you can. We want to stretch through the muscle here, the quadricep muscle as well. So I'm going to just do one side, take the foot behind you, standing up tall, now tilt the pelvis. If you can see, my bottom is not out, I am contracting. I've got a little bit of space and I'm dropping down, but I'm making sure my knee is in line with my toe. And you should feel that you've got a bit of a stretch there. As you're pushing your bottom forward, it's stretching the front here. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Take a deep breath in and out. And again, 3 breaths. And as you feel the body sort of start to relax, you can put a little bit more push into it. And down. I'm going to give you an alternative version to this on the other side. And then on the other side, what we can do is the same thing again. Heel forward, that's your fixed point. You push your bottom away from the fixed point. So you're really lengthening here. Doesn't matter what your shoulders are doing. You're not trying to get your head down to touch your knee. You're just sort of, it's this sort of area in relation to this area that matters. And again, just 3 nice deep breaths. Exhale. And as you exhale, you're going to feel the muscle let go a little bit and you can just go into it a bit more. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Now on the other side, I did a version which I use quite a lot because if people are not sure of their balance, we did that one. But on this side, I'm going to give you a different one. And the different one is just holding on to your ankle here. The shoulder stays relaxed. So if you're like this and your legs stuck out, that's not really doing a lot. Keep that knee down, shoulder back and down, and just draw that knee in, keeping those abdominals connected. And again, you can put your hand on something. Balance is not the primary objective here. Stretching those muscles at the front. The way the body will cheat, not only does the leg go out to the side, but the leg also, you see a lot of people doing this. You need to get your leg behind you if you can. And again, if that's not for you, you just do this one where you take a nice step behind. We come up, we tilt the pelvis and we drop down. And again, you're going to feel it here. Okay, thank you very much for having a look at those. Thank you.